So about 3 years ago, Shaggy, myself, Sting, were on tour in Europe, and we were in Oslo,
Oslo, right?
and it was a nice day off. So we rented a boat, and we went into the fjord. And I jumped into the fjord because I'm from the north. Jamaicans don't swim in fjords, as you probably know.
I don't even know what a fjord is.
Yeah, now you do. It's
Yeah, well,
cold.
now
It's
yeah,
cold.
you mean
So
the
anyway,
cold water? That's what you meant.
we'd had a few beers,
Yeah.
and there was a record player, like a CD player, and he was playing Frank Sinatra's greatest hits. So I come out of the water, I'm heading back to the boat, and I hear somebody joining in with Frank Sinatra, and it's this man. Which song was it?
I
Come
don't
Fly
know.
With Me?
I think it was "Come Fly With Me" or something like that. Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
you sound pretty good because you have the same kind of voice as Frank. In other words, he's a baritone tenor. Not a tenor, I'm a tenor. He's a baritone tenor, it's underneath. And Frank had that fantastic baritone, but he also had high range. And I'm thinking, Shaggy, you like this music? He said, yeah, I love it. And this little light went off in my head, and it may be the craziest idea I've ever had, and I've had a few. But I thought, what about the Frank Sinatra Songbook, sung by Shaggy in a reggae style? Now, no one's ever done that before. Now, the reason reggae might work, and we still don't know, is because there's a joy about reggae. There's an energy about it, which is similar to the energy that Frank's music had at its, summit in the late 50s, early 60s. So let's try it. Let's get some really good reggae musicians. I'll bring some guys from the jazz world, and we'll combine this
Fuse.
thing. We'll
Yeah.
fuse. We'll thread this needle.
It's us getting together and doing some crazy shit. That's pretty much, what I mean, because we enjoy that, and we like to shock people, and
Oh yeah.
and we're literally we are both allergic to boredom, and we do anything to make us not be bored. I've always been a Sinatra fan, you know, as I am a Sting fan, as I am, uh, you know, a Paul Simon fan, or Simon and Garfunkel fan, or a Bruce fan, and I love music in general, and well, you know that about me, and go so. Frank has been in my home as a child. I don't know if you noticed, but in Jamaica, it's I would say probably around 20 years or so that you started to have Irie FM, or a little bit more than that, where they played all reggae. It used to be on Sundays in my household with my grandmother. Frank Sinatra was a big thing that played, and on major radio stations in Jamaica at that time, Sunday was the day that you heard Sinatra, Bing Crosby, Nat King Cole was also played on there. Yeah.
It's never been done before, treating these songs in a reggae style. And there's no point in just trying to make a record like Frank Sinatra. Neither of us can sing that way because he was a genius. But what's the point of trying to reproduce that? The reggae thing is a completely different take on this, and it's obviously a big risk. But so far, we've had a great deal of fun, and the songs kind of have a lovely energy about them. We had Rob Mathis with us, who's my longtime friend and musical
Rob is a
arranger.
beast, by the way. Yeah.
Incredible musician. But he loves and respects the original material, and we needed that sense of honor. We want to honor the material and not just make a mess of it.
I've been doing hybrids my whole life. "Oh Carolina" originally was done by the Folk Brothers, and
Really?
yeah, well,
What was Prince Buster?
Prince Buster is actually the label. The Folk Brothers are actually the guys that actually sung, and that was part of the big, misconception there for a while. And I covered that, but I put my own style to it, and what I did was a hybrid of that, and I sang that kind of in the Queen's English, right? Oh, Carolina, come bubble palm me. I mean, it's a mixture of patois and the Queen's English going down. Same with Mr. Bombastic, right? She called me Mr. Bombastic, say me fantastic, touch me on my box, she says, Mr. Rose. It's a mixture of patois with the Queen's English, but with a dancehall melody. With this, it's a little bit different. It's kind of putting a little bit of of our style, because we as Jamaican are taught the Queen's English, despite our native tongue is patois. But in schools, we're taught the Queen's English. You know what I mean? So that's how you get a real great mixture of it. And I think what we do here is kind of find a way to kind of bridge the two. You know what I mean, with the reggae, and it works well with, with what Sting is saying, what Rob Mathis does with the Songbook of Sinatra, is bring that kind of an island flavor to it with the reggae, and also with the accent.
The intention is to make you smile.
Yeah.
You listen to it,
Have a good damn time.
and you hear Shaggy's voice, and you can't help but laugh.
Yeah, you have a good time. You can't ever have a good time with this voice.